She could have called on anyone in this room. Out of all the people in this room, she had to call on me. She was too blind to see the other kids with their hands up, but no, she had to call on me. What is 3x second power of plus 6x minus 12? My teacher asked me in her loud and annoying voice that would make a kitten die just by hearing it for the first time. I started to think and do the problem in my head, although it was taking me a while. As my other classmates started to look at me, I started to turn a little pink in the face. Well, I'm waiting, my teacher said, as I quickly blurted out, 6, Miss Terry. Wrong! The correct answer was 3, young lady, Miss Terry said, as my two cheeks turned so pink that you could misplace them for a scoop of strawberry ice cream. Luckily, that amount of embarrassment didn't last for very long, as shortly afterwards the final bell rang as class was dismissed for the weekend. The other students quickly rushed out of the room, faster than you could say the sentence. As I was gathering my belongings, I was about to head out of the classroom when I heard Miss Terry say, Sydney, we need to have a talk before I let you go. I was, I was, I was panic inside my head as I head over to her desk. I wanted to talk with you about your latest test score, Miss Terry said. What about it? I asked, as I had a gut feeling what she was about to say next. You failed this test so badly that it's a new record for this class and blah 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 blah, Miss Terry said as she kept on talking and talking in her annoying voice as I started to zone out. If there was an award for the most annoying voice, she would win a spot on the podium for every single year following that. Just seeing her win one of those worst awards you could ever, I thought. Were you even paying attention to me, young lady? Miss Terry asked as I snapped back into reality by her question. Yes, I was. Totally heard every word of what you said. I responded with the worst response I could have ever said. Look, Sydney, I know you have a talent for music. I've never had a student with a beautiful singing voice such as yourself. But you can't just focus on music alone and still expect to pass your classes. You may try, but no matter how big your name gets, no matter how many Grammys you win, you won't escape work such as math, English, and cooking in your lifetime. Miss Terry said as I was getting more annoyed by the second. Yeah, even the speeches you give belong inside the kitchen, I said in an annoying tone as I picked up my things and walked out of the classroom. I thought I heard Miss Terry mumble something, but I was too annoyed to hear her voice anymore. My goodness, that was a bit of a rough start. Oh, That's right. I forgot to introduce myself. You should know my name, as it's a name known worldwide. But the name's Sydney Hill. I just so happen to have the best singing voice in the entire school, in the entire country, and you get the picture. I also like selfies. I'm like my best self every day, because everyone can tell. What you saw back there was a typical school day for me, with the annoying teacher that always bombards me with pointless homework and tests. Once in a while, I just have to speak my mind and go off on them with very creative comebacks. But it's so rare for that to happen. Afterwards, when that boring stuff is over with, I like to return to my pop star life, with working on new songs, taking selfies for all of my followers, and being noticed by the paparazzis when I go out. It's usually like very time consuming for me, so I don't really spend a lot of time with others. But that just happens to be the very best part of not having any friends. You can focus on yourself and making sure everyone knows your name if you have a talent worth displaying. Now, as much as I would love to continue talking about me, I have a ride waiting for me. So let's head back into reality. I rushed down the long and very smelly hallway until I turned to the nearest exit door. I rushed out of the school building as quickly as I could until I could see my ride in the student parking lot area with many other cars trying to exit. I walked as quickly as I could over to my ride, which was a very light pink car with my name as its license plate, with purple tires, of course. I opened the car door and got in as my driver wasted no time to get in the long line of cars. "Good afternoon, Miss Hill. How was your day at school?" the person in the driver's seat said. "It was all right, Chad," I responded in a calm voice. "I have been told to inform you that your new makeup kit and microphone has arrived," Chad said. "Ooh, goody," I said with a happy voice. I saw in the mirror that Chad was in a rather good mood today, which he always was on a Friday. I would guess because he either had a date or he's taking the next day off. The rest of the car ride was uneventful. Within a half an hour, we reached the gates of my glorious mansion. Chad parked the car inside the garage and opened my door as I got out of the car. "Good to be back after a stressful day," I said to myself as me and Chad walked inside. "Oh, I almost forgot, Miss Hill. Your cousin has requested to come over today," Chad said as we headed inside. "Just tell him to, stay out of my recording studio, along with my own room, my bathroom, my movie room, my makeup room, and every other room besides the basement," I said as I pulled out my microphone and started to take a few selfies of my extremely cute looking self. "Miss Hill, don't you think that you should be a little kinder to your guests? Maybe treat them with kindness and be more friendly instead of just taking selfies for a change?" Chad suggested. "Fine. He can roam along the shoulder hallways if his shoes have been waxed for hours," I responded as I heard Chad sigh a little bit. "If you say so," Chad said as I headed upstairs to my recording studio, as I was ready to work on my next greatest